Indiana Fever forward Aliyah Boston opens up about her on-court dynamic with Caitlin Clark. Indiana Fever forward Aliyah Boston discussed how she and Caitlin Clark developed their on-court chemistry during their first season together. While most of the coverage surrounding the Indiana Fever during the 2024 season was focused on Caitlin Clark, Aliyah Boston is also a key figure for the franchise's success last year. The forward, who also won Rookie of the Year in 2023, recently reflected on how the chemistry between her and Clark has evolved during the past year, and their goals for this upcoming WNBA season, which starts in May. Speaking with iHeartRadio's In Case You Missed It with Christina Williams on January 21st, Boston said that she was super excited about keeping working with Clark to help the Fever achieve more. "I feel like there's no ceiling when it comes to us and the Fever franchise," she said. "The addition of Caitlin was for us this year. You just saw how it just continued to elevate us. So when you think about us as a duo, I feel like we really figured out and got our foot on the same path during the second half of the season. Like we were really able to figure it out together," she explained about their dynamic. Boston also said what she thinks they have to do on their second season together. "When you look at Caitlin when she has the ball in her hands, she sees the floor so well, and she knows whether that's passing it to me or whether that's passing up the floor and just making sure that we finish those shots. She makes great decisions when the ball's in her hands, and so I feel like there's no ceiling for that." Boston and Clark were two of the most effective players for the Fever this past season. Boston ended the regular season averaging 14 points, 3.2 assists, and 8.9 rebounds per game. Meanwhile, Clark averaged 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game. As Boston enters her third year in the professional league, she reflected on what fans can expect from her. "I feel like I just want them to expect that I'm going to come in every single night and give it my all. Because obviously I'm working on my game, I'm working on expanding my game, I'm continuing to work on my consistency, making sure I'm efficient around the basket especially," she said. Boston explained that she feels like she is putting so much pressure on myself to make sure that the outside people feel that I am working hard, but this year she is ready to change that. "I need to make sure that I'm doing this, I'm coming and working hard for myself, and that I'm not putting too much pressure on myself to impress the outside world because I know the work I'm put in," she explained. Last season, the Fever recovered from a 1-8 record in the first half of the season to reach the playoffs for the first time since 2016. They were swept by Stephanie White's Connecticut Sun in the first round. However, White, who is a Fever legend, has returned as head coach of the young team. Apart from Boston and Clark, Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, Nalissa Smith, and more are part of the squad, who are looking for fresh talent ahead of the upcoming season.